Sandra, I'm asking you to give it up acting like you can live such a sloppy life as that. You had the lights in your room on all night long. Huh? This whole week, you've been in your room all day, and we'll be awake all night long with the lights on until 3 in the morning. Staying up that late every single night not doing anything is sloppy. You are too old now to be living the life of a night owl. Now, you stop locking yourself in that room all the time and get your crap together and start living like an adult. You're telling me that this whole week you've been waking up at 3 in the morning to look at my room? I have not just been waking up only to look at your room, you idiot. I've just been coming to see what's going on with you, all right? Huh? What's going on with me? I need to make sure that you are changing into a proper adult, and that requires me checking up on you to see if you're getting your sleep or not. But you've always been in your room with the lights on. And whenever you do come out of there during the day, I take a look in there and see the room is a complete mess. I'm asking you right now to give that terrible life up and go find a proper job that will get you out of this house. But I've told you before that I am working a job right now. I've explained to you so many times now what it means to be a remote worker and that I can work from my bedroom. What do you mean, remote worker? All you do is sit on that laptop making minimum wage every day. Do you get it? That kind of work isn't work at all. All you're doing is sitting in your room all day long doing absolutely nothing. Not again with you saying that about me. If you can't understand the work I do, then that's fine. Just leave me alone and let me get my work done that needs to get done, please. I am not going to let you sit in that room rotting away. You have to become a responsible adult at some point. Your mom and dad aren't going to be there to help you along forever, right? If they pass away and you're still not able to care for yourself, then that means I'll be the one forced to step in and care for you. I do not want a life like that, so that's why I'm trying to help you out now. I'm telling you right now that things won't end up that way, so you can relax now. I don't even plan on having you guys help me out at all in the future, just like things are now. I'm sure you're just saying that. I'm going to make sure that you end up as a proper adult if that's the last thing I have to do. I want you out in the real world working a real job, or so help me. So this won't be the last time I comment on your lifestyle right now, and the comments won't stop coming until you become an adult. Can you guys please stop all of this, Bart? I am tired of having your wife come at me all the time about the life I'm living right now. All of the comments are completely unwanted, and I just want to live life the way I like it. This is Mom and Dad's house as well, so she has no reason to be complaining like that.
You have to be kidding. She's getting on you again? What happened this time?
Normally, I'm to bed pretty early when it comes to my average week. But this week, I've been up until 3 in the morning getting some work done that desperately needs to be finished. However, she's now commenting on that, saying I shouldn't be such a night owl at my age. And she started calling my lifestyle sloppy and my room a mess.
What?
I've been keeping a lot of what she's been doing quiet from you, but I have to tell you now. Did you know that when I'll go out of the house from time to time, she'll watch me from the second-story window? She watches me as I leave the yard and will be watching me as I walk back in. And once I'm back inside, she'll tell me that if I'm going to the store to buy things for myself there, I should also try picking up some shifts there. And she'll say so to me like such a smart aleck.
Really?
And recently she's been telling all the neighbors about how I'm some sort of shut-in who never leaves her bedroom. Because of that, whenever I go and take the trash out, they all give me cold stares. I think I've had enough of this, Bart.
Never thought she'd be taking all that so far. I'm so sorry, Sandra. I've been trying so hard to explain to Jane the kind of work you do for a living, but she never wants to listen to me about it.
Today she told me that I'll probably make minimum wage with the work I'm doing now. I thought in this day and age it was a totally normal thing to work remotely, right? Yet how could someone her age be so against believing in what it is?
I think things like remote work are only done by those that live in cities or more heavily populated areas. I'm thinking she doesn't understand how you're able to work remotely when we live in such a small countryside town. So that's led to her thinking that you're nothing more than a shut-in.
Wait. It's because we live all the way out here that I'm working remotely. We live in the 21st century now, where almost everyone has access to the internet, making it possible for me to work all the way out here.
I've tried to explain that to her. And I'll let her know that you're making enough money right now that you wouldn't have to worry about finances even if you lived on her own. She said to me that since you're still living in the same house as Mum and Dad, you can't possibly be making that much. And that's why she's so hell-bent on believing that you're making minimum wage or perhaps less.
So she probably thinks I'm only making a couple hundred a month then. Which is strange since I'm making over $10,000 every month right now.
I don't want to go telling her how much you're making, because that might only make things worse. But maybe now would be the right thing to do, huh?
I'm sure no matter what we tell Jane, she's not going to believe us. She'd probably think it's all a lie right away, since nobody who lives out here is making $200,000 a year.
I'm sure that's true.
I think at this point, no matter what she's told, she's just going to continue calling me a shut-in. She wants to look like the perfect new wife in town to everyone. That's why she started lying to the neighbors about me now, right? She wants people thinking that she's so amazing as your wife that she's even willing to try and help me become an adult in her eyes.
I'm so sorry about what Jane's doing.
I don't really want you apologizing to me for what she's doing, Bart. Just from now on, I'd like for her to stop getting in the way of me and my work. It's because of her and her actions towards me that I've been having trouble focusing, and it's begun to set me back.
All right. I'll tell her to stay away from your room from now on, okay?
How's it going, Sandra? I'm sure you've noticed that your room is looking a whole lot better than it did before, right? Are you going to tell me that you've gone into my room again without my permission? Well, for a while now, I've been interested in that room of yours. I've been told by both your parents and by Bart now to not go near your room anymore. But when it comes to a shut-in like you in your room, it's like a pig in its sty in there. So I thought as your brother's wife, I should clean it up a little for you. If I'm not asking you to go in there, then please refrain from going near my room. Also, where are my things right now? I think you went past the point of just cleaning up my room, as there's literally nothing in here now. Anything that I thought I could make a little money off of, I sold. What? You sold it all? You even sold the laptop that was on my desk in here? Oh well, that thing being in your room was the main reason you'd never get out of there and get a job. So I took that useless piece of garbage and made some money off it. Now you'll finally be forced to leave your room and go out to find a real job. You have to be lying to me. Why the hell would you sell my work laptop like that? Also, I was told something by your mom. You are living in here with both your parents still, yet you never pay for rent or anything. Being the age you are now, it's not okay to take advantage of your parents like that. So I took all that money I made off your things and handed it to your parents as rent for all the years you've spent living here. There is no freaking way all of this is happening to me. What the hell is wrong with you, Jane? You were told by everyone in this house to specifically not come near my room. And what's worse than you not even listening to anyone is the fact that you sold all of my things for work. I've had enough of this, all right? Huh? What things for work of yours did I sell? That laptop was only being used for gaming, and I know it, you lost cause of a shut-in. I told you, I'm not just some shut-in. How many more times am I going to have to tell you that? I've even given you my business card explaining to you who I am and what my job description is. If you still can't find a way to believe me even after I've shown you, then how about you give my company a call and ask? Then you could find out if I'm really working a so-called real job or not. There is nothing in it for me to waste my time calling them. And let's be honest, you really think someone like you is going to be working for a company based in New York City? And working remotely in this town? I don't even have any friends out here that believe you can work remotely in this town. Well, your friends had all better start believing it because I really am working remotely for that company. I was able to make it into a company like that because I gave it my all in school and worked for years to get into a position that allowed me to work from home. And for a while now, I've been living a happy life at home with my parents making lots of money working from my room. But now it's all been ruined by some know-it-all witch. I am not going to forgive you for any of this. Why are you getting so upset with me? You can't be getting that upset with me just because I sold your favorite gaming laptop. I guess this goes to show that you really were doing nothing but gaming while hiding away in that room. Huh? Let me keep telling you that no matter how much you cry and whine, this was all your fault because you never grew up and got a job. I'm totally in the right for selling all your things in order to pay your parents back. Well, then I'm selling this house. I cannot stand having you living in the same house as me. If you really cannot stand living with me to the point you'll sell all my things, then I'll take this one step further and sell the place. But when that happens, good luck to you and my brother because you won't have a place to live anymore. Now get all your things together and get out of here. Huh? What are you going on about now? You want to sell this house? You don't have any right to sell your parents' house. Don't you dare start saying such baseless crap just because you're upset with me. I do have the right to sell this place, though. This house is my house, after all. If anything, not even my parents have the right to sell this place. What? This house is yours, Sandra? When talking to my parents about moving back in with them, we decided to have a larger house built that would be more open for all of us. And when having this house built, I was the one to pay for it all. Yet after handing away all my money for a house like this and having my name on it, why do I have to be the one treated like crap by someone I let stay here? If this is how things are going to be, Jane, then this whole house is going away, and I'll move somewhere else. Wait a second there. What the hell have you been going on about? Seriously. You said that this house is yours and that you paid for this whole house to be built? A shut-in should never have the ability to do something like that. That's why I've been telling you that I am not some shut-in. I am a woman making $200,000 a year. I make all that money just by sitting on my computer and working from home all day. And living out in the countryside means that someone like me making that kind of money can go all out building a house because the land and everything is cheaper. What? You're making $200,000 a year? Sandra, you're really making that much? You have heard about everything from my brother already. He told you that I'm making enough where if I lived on my own, I'd never have to worry about money. Yet you chose to think that I was only making a couple grand a year when really I'm making over $10,000 a month. And with a bonus added to that each year, I'm at $200,000. That's a lie. Living all the way out here, there's no way you're making that much. I knew that you'd never come around to believing me. Even now. But this is all the truth, and you'd better start understanding that right now. If you are still finding it so hard to believe me, then give that company a call that's on my business card. You can talk with them about all the work I'm doing and about how I'm working remotely right now, and about the kind of money I'm making in my position currently. But there's no way. At the start, I had planned on buying an older house and renovating it for my parents and I to move into. But then my brother heard about it and asked if you both could move in with us. So to make things better, I just had that older house torn down and had a brand new house built. What? My brother was fine moving into the renovated house with us before, but you wanted a larger place. Somewhere you could have kids and not have to worry about rooms and all that stuff. So you told him the only way you'd come back with him to live with his parents again was if there was a larger house involved. So there you go. That's why this brand new house was built using all my money. You had said that to him before, right? You wanted a larger house to live in if you were going to be moving in with his parents? Bart came to us instead of you, though, asking that we have a brand new house built, all so that you'd be allowed to move back in with my mom and dad. He explained to us that you guys didn't have the money either to help out with the new house, but said that by being with us, it would help out come time for you to have kids. He really wanted for you to be happy moving in with his parents, and this was the only way that could happen. But My parents and I accepted what he had said and changed the plans of renovating the house into building a brand new one. All because you wanted that. My parents were excited about the future where they could live with their grandkids, and I was happy to have you guys around with whatever cute kids you'd have. But back then I never thought that you'd be such a monster and subject me to so much hell while living in my house. Wait. This whole time, who did you think was paying for such a house as this? It couldn't have been my brother, and my parents don't have the money for it, so it's been me this whole time. That's why when you asked my mom if I was paying her any rent to stay here, she said no. I'm the one paying for everyone to live here. I made an agreement with my parents that if I were to pay for the place by myself, then I'd get to make the rules and not have to owe anything to anyone. So now, why do I have to have all my things sold and that money handed over to my parents as rent? No, wait, that was... The only reason I haven't made my brother pay for anything is because I'm a really nice little sister. I knew that you both had been thinking about kids, and I wanted you guys to save up for the future with them. So to save you guys, especially you, from being so stressed out, I told your husband no thank you when he offered to pay a part of the bills. Is that so? Yet even after all of this, I have the one woman I've been so nice to calling me a shut-in. You called me a lost cause as well, right? Even though I'm the one working as the breadwinner in this whole dang house? Everyone's even tried explaining my situation to you, but you just ignore all of that, instead telling the neighbors that I'm some sort of freeloading loser. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to finally reach my boiling point. Wait, Sandra! Now I'd like for you to get all your things together and start preparing for when you have to leave this house. But if you want some advice from me, maybe selling it all and using that money for a new house is a better idea. You already know how to sell things so easily, so you should be able to make some money off of all your things, no problem. So hurry it up, witch!
I'm so sorry, Sandra. I already heard about what's going on from Jane. I never thought things like this would turn out so bad for us. I promise that I will pay you back for all of those things of yours she sold. Jane has been saving up some money for a little while now, so I'll be using that money to pay you back. So please do not get too worked up over this.
Then I'll definitely be taking that money from you, but as for things with her, I just couldn't handle them anymore, so I'm going to ask that the both of you still move out of this house. I've already talked with Mom and Dad about my decision, and I am having this house sold.
What? You just had this place built not too long ago.
This is all because Jane went all around the neighborhood saying that I'm a shut-in and that I'm a lost cause. Even Mom and Dad have to deal with the embarrassment of all those lies now, so we have to get out of here. Especially now that they know the truth about how Jane had been lying and are now calling Mom and Dad idiots for letting something like that happen here.
Is that so?
Of course, I'm bringing Mom and Dad along with me to the new house I plan to buy, so don't worry about what'll happen to them. As of right now, they're both working hard to make sure we have a place to move into here really soon. They would like to live in a large apartment this next time around. Even possibly a condo or something if we really like to. They're going over all of that right now with the realtor.
We'll see. If both you and Mum and Dad are okay with moving out, then I can't say anything against it.
I'm sure having to deal with Jane after this, by yourself, is going to be a real pain, but do your best not to go insane.
Sure. I'll try my best with her. Actually, this is the perfect time for me to bring up a divorce to her. I plan to make her responsible for all that's happened, as she is, and then get her kicked out of this family.
What? You plan to get a divorce now, Bart?
Actually, it's because of her that there's been some trouble for me at work. I've kept this all of a secret from you all, but I'm actually at my limits with her as well. I'm going to use you being upset with her as cover. Make that my get-out plan from this marriage.
She's caused trouble for you at work as well? What the hell did she do to you there?
When things have calmed down a bit, I'll tell you. For right now, I need to get to kicking around at this house. I plan to be out of this house myself sometime this week. So she needs to get out.
What am I going to do, Sandra? I was just told by Bart that he wants to get a divorce. He told me he can't stand me anymore. He said that I've gone and ruined things for his family and for his career, so he doesn't need me anymore. I heard from him that you went and did something to cause him some trouble at work. I didn't do anything to him, though. I was just being his wife and was trying to get close with all of the people in the neighborhood. And, well, while talking to them, I started to talk about the kind of work that he's been up to. But how does me just saying a few things about his work land me in the position of getting a divorce? Well, you had to have done something pretty bad for him to want a divorce, right? How the hell did you talk about his work that led to there being trouble for him? I just said that my husband happens to be a hairstylist. I said that he studied at a school in New York City and then moved back to this town to work. So I asked all those people to please go and give him a try and see how well he does. I said that if they gave him my name and said that I sent them, he'd do all sorts of things for them. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Telling them that they'd receive all kinds of things from him without even asking him first? Huh? What's so wrong with me doing something like that? I was trying to be a good wife by giving him a lot of customers and making friends. And when it comes to Bart, he's so good that he's even able to cut your dad's hair. When it comes to cutting hair, I think he needs to be better than just cutting my dad's hair. My dad barely has any in the first place, so I think you're overestimating Bart a little too much. And using that as your reasoning for Bart treating those people to extra things is just not okay. But... From what I've heard, Bart has had to give around 100 free haircuts to people from all over town because of you. You think him losing that much money is something you can call supporting him? What? I didn't know that. That is all because you said he'd give them some special things if they said that you were the one that recommended them. Some of the customers were so upset with him that if he wasn't going to give them a haircut for free, they'd report him for scamming them. Bart has said that pretty much everyone in town got a free haircut from him and that there will only be more people coming. All because of that, your husband hasn't been making any money now. And worse than that, this has caused a lot of people to lose faith in him. No way! And if you didn't think your causing troubles for him at work wasn't enough, don't forget about what you've done to me. After having labeled me as a shut-in and doubted my work for so long, Bart has been trying to get the both of you out of here. He's been trying to save up for a place the both of you can enjoy, but you've gone and ruined most of his business, and now he doesn't have the money to. And just recently, you went and took all of the things out of my room and sold them, including the things I use for work. I think it's fair to say that you had this coming, and him wanting a divorce is totally warranted. I was just trying to be a good wife. I wanted to make sure that your parents loved me as well since I've been living with them. I wanted to get their shut-in daughter to find a job, and I wanted to support my husband's business. And I wanted everyone in this town to know who I am and what I stood for. Well, then go and ask all those people you've been trying to gain respect from what they really think of you. Ask them if it was really okay to call your sister-in-law a shut-in and lost cause when she's making $200,000 a year. And ask if it was the right decision to sell all my things and give the money to my parents as rent. And don't forget to ask them if it was right to ruin your husband's business in order to get everyone free haircuts. I really want you to ask them all if they think what you've been doing has made you a great wife. But that's... I can see that you really want to become a great wife for my family, but everything you've done so far has been a total miss. And you're making fun of your sister-in-law over something you couldn't comprehend has turned you into a monster. I get that life is so hard for you when you get to move into a house for free and not work a job, but try a little harder next time thinking about what the hell you're doing to everyone around you before acting. But I want everyone to see me as the good wife I really am. I don't have a whole lot of friends either, and I wanted to make plenty here. If that's really what you wanted, then next time don't ruin other people's lives for it. Now I hope you enjoy the next stage of your life as a wife that's coming. Goodbye. Jane started to really freak out about what was going to happen to her and started asking those in the neighborhood to help her. But when they said that she lied about all the service her husband would offer them, they made sure she knew that they couldn't help her out. And so soon after that, the divorce between my brother and her happened. When I went and put up the house for sale, Jane's parents ended up coming to the open house to apologize for what their brainless daughter had done, before saying they'd buy the house from me. They then moved into it with their daughter, but the whole time that they lived there, they scolded her about she never threw out the garbage. Or about how she would never turn off any lights in the house. Which always ended with them saying that it was no wonder Bart wanted to divorce her. After the divorce, my brother took advantage of being single again and started to put more time into his job. He would tell all of his customers that were sent to him by Jane that he would give them free service this time, but that the next time they came, they would have to pay. And would also apologize to them for the lies that Jane told them about the offer in the first place. And after about a month of having to do that, he started to have people showing up again for their second cut and paid him for his work and time. As for my parents and I, we ended up moving to a seaside town where we could be by sandy beach at all times. And the three of us are all enjoying this condo we bought while relaxing in the sun.